Hi, today I'm going to do a tarot reading, pick a card tarot reading for the upcoming new moon in Taurus. This month, the new moon is in Taurus. The zodiac sign of Taurus is an earth sign ruled by Venus. Associated with this sign is the need for stability. They can be stubborn and possessive, but also dependable, sensitive, and romantic. They tend to stick with the familiar and they prefer permanence in their lives. So think career, love, marriage, and home. And they are the happiest at home. And the new moon is a great time to start something new since it is the start of a new moon cycle. Depending on where this moon falls in your birth chart, you might want to focus on a specific area of life to start planting seeds. Since Taurus is also associated with money, since they are connected to the second house of possessions and finances, right now is a good time to take a look at your finances and figure out a long-term goal or any long-term goals. To calculate your birth chart, you can use the link in my description that will bring you to a birth chart calculator that uses the whole sign house system, which is my preferred house system because I think it is the easiest to work with and understand. So for this reading, I want to give you some insights on what you can do for this new moon or what you need to know. I see a new moon almost as like the beginning of a new month where everything and anything is possible. We just might need a little nudge in the right direction. So I have 3 piles. You can pick a deck. Pile number 1 is the Good Karma deck. Pile number 2 is the original Waite deck, which is a new deck to my collection. And pile number 3 is the Tarot of the Divine. Please keep in mind that these are general pick a card readings. So if you choose, for instance, pile number 1, not all messages in pile number 1 might resonate with you because some of the messages might be for somebody else who's also tuning in for pile number 1. I always say keep what resonates and leave the rest. So take a little time to pick pile 1, 2, or 3, and I'll meet you at your timestamp. Hi, pile number 1, you chose the Good Karma Tarot deck. This definitely is a deck that gives me all the good vibes. I do have a flip through of this deck up on my channel if you are interested in maybe getting this deck for yourself. But let's see, what do you need to know for the new moon in Taurus? Let's see what the cards have to say. I hope that there's not too much glare. I'm trying to block it with my own shadow. But my focus first goes to this 5 of Swords. This almost feels like a betrayal. This is usually a card of betrayal, struggles, surrender, or compromise. So I feel like there is somebody in your life who is making you go through struggles. Maybe somebody who you feel betrayed by. I feel like the release of this person, or maybe the start of a new relationship with this person is coming for you, or is a good focus for you for the new month. And then we here have the Queen of Wands. She is somebody who knows what she wants. She is confident, she's passionate, she's independent, and I think that these cards together want to say that you need your independence from this person. It could mean that this card represents compromise. Maybe you live at home with your parents or with a parent, and this Queen of Wands is saying look at the finances that you look at your finances, because it is a new moon in Taurus. But also I want to say that look at ways that you can claim your independence from this person, whoever this may represent. There is a desire that you have, there's something that you want, and right now with the new moon is a perfect time to manifest that and to plant the seeds that you need to grow, so later on you will benefit from it, so you won't have to deal, or you have a way to deal with this situation. Then on the other side we have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords here, you can tell that he looks very stern. He is not to be messed with, and if you ask him for help, he is gonna give it to you. Not necessarily super compassionate, but he will have thought things through, and he will give you a non-bullshit answer. And this is somebody in your life that either you need somebody in your life who will give it to you straight, no bullshit, Maybe this represents somebody in your life if you already have someone like that in your life. Or this is a way you need to start looking at yourself and your own life. Maybe this situation is something where you constantly were making excuses, and the King of Swords is saying no more excuses. The Queen of Wands is also saying no more excuses, no more compromising, getting what you want, getting what you need, and taking the first steps to make it happen. So I think that is already a very powerful message. Let's see what else we have. Oh, we have the Lovers card, which many people actually relate this to a relationship, to love, and it can indicate a relationship, but I see this because as a card that is associated with the zodiac sign of Gemini, because what it is associated with, and it makes me think of having to make a decision. The person or the situation that connects for you or is associated to this card for you in your situation right now, you have a decision to make, and it's not an easy decision. There are emotions involved. I feel like there are emotions involved. You can see here that these two are hugging each other. They feel like they almost have a part or own a part of each other, if that makes sense. They are some kind of union, but I feel like there has been an imbalance in this relationship, and if you want to fix it, you need to do the things that I just talked about. If you want to save the relationship. So if this is for you living at home with your parents or with a parent or a guardian or with whomever, right now, to save that relationship, to keep that relationship, you need to move out, or you need to distance yourself, like I said, in order to save that relationship. I also drew the Fool, which is a card that when I see this, I instantly think of naivety and reckless behavior. I don't want to say reckless behavior in this instance. I want to say, let's think. There's something about this situation that you might be naive about. Maybe you've been kind of naive and reckless with your finances, which is making it very hard for you right now to do the things that you need to do in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish. It is never too late to get started with getting your shit together. The Fool is an indication of right now, a new beginning. This is there aren't any numbers on these major arcana cards, but in the tarot, the Fool corresponds with 0, which is about new beginnings, and the 0 almost indicates like a new moon to me usually. It's about grabbing opportunities, wanting freedom, taking the steps to get to that freedom, but don't be naive about it, don't be reckless about it, don't be afraid of change, because change is good. Let's see, I want to pull this card and I want to pull this card. We have the Three of Swords, and I think this is almost a warning that if you don't want your heart to break with this person, just because a romantic relationship isn't the first thing that I associate with the Lovers card, doesn't mean that it cannot associate or relate to a romantic relationship for you in this reading, especially since we have the Three of Swords here. This is why I like to draw more cards for more clarity. The Three of Swords is a card where there's heartbreak, there's disappointment, but also release and closure. So there's something in your life that you are gonna have to close. Maybe there's a relationship with somebody that you need to let go of, that you need to close off. You might have felt sad and disappointed about somebody. It could have to do with this situation that is for you to know. And I think that this card is a warning sign that if you don't do the things necessary to save this relationship, there will be heartbreak and disappointment and even more sadness and pain to come. And then here we have the Queen of Cups. She is somebody who is very nurturing, very giving, and she represents a mother figure. So this makes me think even more that this could be about parents, somebody who has played a motherly role in your life. It is about support, wanting or needing support or giving support. And I think this corresponds well, or these two kind of work together, where we have the King of Swords, who is who can be a little blunt sometimes, who is very cutthroat with maybe their advice or the way that they help. The Queen of Cups is somebody who will keep your emotions and your feelings in mind, but then maybe not tell you the whole story to kind of not hurt your feelings. So I feel like you need a friend who can be a balance between these two, or you need to be a balance between these two in order to get yourself out of this situation. Don't be afraid to tell it as it is, but you also don't need to be super harsh about what you're saying. Now I want to grab some cards from my daily oracle crystal deck. I have Lapis Lazuli. It says make a decision. That is literally what I thought the Lovers card was about, that you have a decision to make. You have a decision to make on what the situation is. So there's a situation and you need to make a decision on how you're gonna do it, and how you're gonna bring it, how do I want to say that, how you're going to communicate it, because I think that's where these come in, and you have a decision to make on what you want the outcome to be. Then we also have Amazonite, loosen your grip. You might be feeling you are trying to hold on to something that is no longer worth it, and I put it down right here with the Three of Swords. So again, there might be something where you really wanted to hold on to, but it is not worth it, or you need to loosen your grip and give it space to breathe. And if it is meant to stay in your life, then it or they will stay in your life. But if they go away, if they leave your life, once you loosen your grip, then they were never meant to be there to begin with. We also have the Lemurian quartz. Practice patience. There's a lot of things going on, and I think that you need to be patient on the outcome, on making a decision, and sometimes things will fall into place if you just have a little patience. Now I want to grab cards from my Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck. I have Mars, which is force, and I have Libra, which is balance. That is, or it says I balance. This is interesting. We have Mars, which I will associate with the like a softer version of the Queen of Wands. Or I mean, the Queen of Wands is like a softer version of Mars, is what I mean to say. To be able to totally fulfill your purpose, to totally get your drive and motivation back on, or to get it back, you need to leave the situation that you are in. And we also have the card of Libra I associate Libra with balance, with karma. The person here, or I think it might also be your own karma now that I'm thinking about it, because we here have this balance between the way the King of Swords communicates and the way the Queen of Cups, or the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups, I don't remember what I said. There's a difference in the way that they communicate, and I think Libra just once again says that there needs to be a balance in how you do that. And if you find the right balance, then it will build up your good karma, because I truly believe that good things come to people who do good things. So that is something that I believe in, that I think the card of Libra represents. Then I want to grab cards from my Legendary Ladies deck, which is an awesome deck. And let's see. Okay, so I have 3 cards. We have Aditi. I don't want to say is about, because there is so much about these goddesses that can be said, and I'm gonna do my best to let you know how I think this message is meant for you. We have Aditi, which says creation, Bridget says inner peace, and Eels says light. I think I want to start with the inner peace, because there's definitely some conflict that has been going on. We're not centered, that annoys me. But the card of Bridget signals that what the tough thing that you've been going through will soon be over. You'll soon be through it. And I think the card of Eels represents again that Libra, that balance, that karma, that if you do good things will come to you. Listen to your intuition. Soon you will be shown a way to get out of your situation. And then we have the goddess Aditi, who is empowering you to be the change that you want to see in the world. I think this relates back to the karma. Be the person that you want to see in the world. This is definitely a very empowering message, and they want you to succeed. So pile number 1, this was your reading. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that it resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below whether or not it resonated. If you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in my description box. That will take you Wow, I cannot speak anymore. Luckily, your reading is already over. But you can book a tarot reading with me through my Etsy shop. And if you want to see more videos on tarot, definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 2. You chose the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. I recently got this deck. I haven't done any readings with this yet, but I have shuffled it a lot. I've put a lot of my energy in it. And the funny thing is that this is like my 10th or 11th tarot deck, and this definitely feels like the most powerful deck that I have. I let one of my tarot friends hold this, and she had never felt like a connection with any deck, but when she held this, she felt how powerful it was. So yeah, let's get into your reading. I'm very excited on what it's going to be for you. Let's see what the new moon in Taurus has in store for you. What can you expect? What do you need to work on? We have the 3 of Wands, a card of vision, a card of planning. When I see this card, I think about planning for the future, planning, looking forward. What is it that you want to achieve? And since it is a card from the suit of Wands, I think fire, I think passion, I think purpose. Finding your purpose is something that maybe you are currently looking at. I also see frustration. This card also can indicate some frustration. So maybe it is wanting to look into the future, but not knowing what way to look. Maybe you can tell here in the card they are looking outwards, and there's not a lot to look at. So how can you plan ahead if you don't know what you're looking for? How can you plan for the future if you don't know what the future is gonna look like? We also have the 5 of Cups. I forgot that I had the version without the actual number and thing on there. Anyway, the 5 of Cups is a card where you can see they have 5 cups, 3 of which have fallen over and have lost the water in them, but 2 of them are still standing up. But the person is focusing on what is lost instead of what is still left. And you can see in the background here, there's this bridge over the water, and there's a town here. So there is a lot of opportunities. I think that when you're looking at the future, and when you're trying to plan for the future, you're focusing way too much on maybe what is not possible, or you're not looking at the potential that you do have. And you should look at what are all the possibilities there. When you see here, this part of the Fallen Cups is only this part of the entire card. The rest of the card are all possibilities, are all other options for you, and they are going to be so much greater than what is lost here. I truly believe that. Let's get another card. We have the 6 of Cups. So that is a step up, because it's like a journey, right? So you travel through the suits. You have the 5 of Cups first, which is internal, I want to say internal conflict. You are going through something, you have lost something, and you are taking the next step. And here you can see that usually this is a card that is associated with nostalgia, with reunion, forgiveness, and healing. So whatever it is that you feel like you have lost, whatever it is that you think is not your potential, might actually be your potential, or you are gonna find new things. Maybe something from your childhood, or maybe you will meet someone from your childhood, or There's a peaceful time coming is what I want to say, and good things are coming. This is definitely, I would say, I don't necessarily think that there are a lot of negative or any negative cards in the deck, but I definitely think that there are positive cards in the deck, and this is definitely one of them. So we have this simple joys, we have sharing between the two, and I think this is an indication that you will move on from whatever it is that you are grieving here. Then I have I am shuffling in between these. It's not that this deck is not well shuffled. And after the good times, there's step 7 in the cups. So we have the 7 of cups, which is about getting distracted by all of the options. You can see here there are a lot of cups filled with different options. You can pick and choose. Maybe you can choose one. And that is something that if you are anything like me, so this is what I'm like, right? And I think it definitely resonates with me, these cards right now. Looking at the future and wanting so many things, not knowing where to start, not knowing when to pick. And I think that let's see what other cards we can get for you, because I am really curious. We have the Star, which doesn't necessarily help us with what direction we're gonna go, but it's a nice indication. It's nice for them to for the cards to let us know that we're gonna find inspiration. We're gonna find something that so the Star is associated with inspiration, with compassion, spirituality, serenity, healing. So those are all things that are coming to us, and that I think is a good, I'm saying us because I feel like this, I also picked pile number 2 kind of, but I'm trying to get as many messages across as possible. I think that, let me rethink, yeah, the healing from this card, we are like, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're doing right now. This is what will be. Then this is the next step, or I think this is more of a warning. So after we are having a little bit of a better time after this 5 of cups, then this is a warning to not get distracted by all of the options, but to kind of look within, kind of look at what it is that is a viable option for the future, and try not to do too many things at once. And then I also drew the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. The 8 of Wands, I just said try not to do all of the things at once. I feel like that is what the 8 of Wands kind of is. The 8 of Wands is a card of new opportunities, forward movement, and getting messages, as well as excitement. So I think I want to put this here because this light period, I think there's going to be an opportunity, or maybe there are going to be multiple opportunities in the warning is to not get, I don't want to say not get too excited about them, but to not get too deep into any of them yet before you make your decision, to not get distracted with all of them. And then we also had the 2 of Cups, which could indicate somebody who's giving you these opportunities. Usually the 2 of Cups represents a partnership, a union, some kind of cooperation, collaboration, connection. So there could definitely be a love interest that is gonna gonna find its way to you. I don't like to say that my readings predict anything, but it's anything that you can expect, and that you can know that if you keep working towards it, that it will come. If the cards, if I read it in the cards, I hope you know what I'm trying to say. So let's grab a card from the Daily Crystal Oracle deck. We have Celestite, Soothe Your Soul. I think that this card goes really well with the 5 of Cups that we have here, because it tells you to do the things to take care of yourself, to take care of your soul. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards of emotions, of cups of emotions, and we have 2 cards of wands. So there's a whole lot of feelings going on, there's a whole lot of thoughts and desires going on, and you need to take a little bit of time for yourself to figure out what it is that you want to do. I also had the hematite, ground yourself. I think that ties in perfectly. We don't have any earth energy we don't have any pentacles, so don't forget to channel earth energy as well. Taurus is an earth sign, so I think that one thing that you could do for the new moon is find ways to ground yourself, whether that is for you listening to music, meditation, other kinds of mindfulness, yoga, whatever ways you prefer to ground yourself. I think that is a very good first step to get out of your 5 of Cups into your 6 of Cups. Then I also have the black tourmaline, protect your energy. I think this again goes really well. Protect yourself. Don't be stuck up on what is not, but focus on what is and on what can be. Protect your energy. Know who you keep in your life, who you allow in your life. I want to say it's funny that I pulled this on top of the 2 of Cups, because this is an indication of somebody entering your life, or maybe they have already shown themselves. And the black tourmaline is saying to protect yourself and to be sure of what their intentions are and what your intentions are with them, and to see if whether or not they align. Then I want to grab some cards from the Black Moon Astrology deck. Let's see what we can get for you. We have Taurus. So that is the sign that the new moon is going to be in. Okay, my camera stopped recording, but I hadn't said much yet. So Taurus is a sign that the new moon is going to be in, and this makes me think that you or that for this new moon it will be a good idea for you to reevaluate your finances. So look at that. But also I already said but I didn't record anything, that when we got into Taurus season, I had this urge, this need to pamper myself. So I did a little face mask and a hair mask, and I just pampered myself, did my nails and everything. So that might be a good ritual or good thing for you to do for the new moon. I also wanted to draw, let's see, the air element, communication. So there might be something in this. So we don't have any air energy either. Well, we have, let's see, we have the star, which associates with Aquarius, which is an air sign, but that's a little far-fetched. There is not a lot of air energy in here. So that makes me think that maybe what is missing for you to conclude it all, for you to get to your 6 of Cups or the star moment, is by powering, or what do I want to say, using the things from the element of air. So communication, thinking things through clearly, mental clarity, to really try and, I don't want to say master all that, but I feel like that is something that is lacking. Maybe that will be lacking. Maybe it will lack clear communication on what the opportunities are, and that it is important for you to clarify whatever it is that the 8 of Wands signifies. I also have the card of Gemini, which is interesting because we're pretty soon gonna enter the season, which I call the season of Gemini, or many people call the season of Gemini, which is when the sun transits into Gemini. So I think that might be a time where things are really gonna be happening for you, but you need to let that grief go. You need to leave that grief behind if you want to see the improvements soon, if you want to see it soon, because this is about quick movements, quick surprising messages. So I want to grab a couple of more cards. I have the card of the goddess of Allah, and we have, I don't want to mispronounce that. And I like this because this makes me think that luck is soon gonna be on your side, and that Let me think. I feel when I see this card, I think it says morality, so it makes me think of your morals. Is there something going on, or will there be something going on where maybe your morals and your values, your personal values, are being put to the test, and this card says that it is a good idea to always stick to your morals, to always stick to what you think is right. Because if you do things because you truly believe that they are right, then they cannot be the wrong decision for you. You know, then you shouldn't feel guilty about your decisions if they were truly made from your own values, and you shouldn't regret it, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, pile number 2, this is the reading for you. I hope it resonated with you. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in the description box below. They'll take you to my Etsy shop. And if you want to see more videos on tarot, pick a card readings, all that kind of stuff, then definitely subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Hi, pile number 3. This is going to be your reading. You chose the beautiful deck, the Tarot of the Divine. So let's see what messages you need to hear for the new moon. Anything that you need to know, anything that you can expect. Let's see. We start with 2 cards from the Major Arcana, which I always find interesting. We have the card of Judgment and the Hermit. So with the Hermit, I always know, or I know that this is a card of self-reflection, of going almost like inside and really like introspection, soul searching, taking some time for yourself to grow and to find guidance to guide you through the next moon cycle. Card of Judgment is I think what the goal is gonna be. So I want to put them like this, because this is what you need to do. You need to have that introspection, do some soul searching, and have patience and grow and gain new insights to get to the point of more clarity, to go through some kind of transformation. Maybe you are currently already going through a transformation, or you know things are gonna happen in your life that will kind of change you and change your situation anyway. I also have the Strength card, a card of being able to depend on yourself. I think that a lot of cards are coming up. I want to finish my thoughts. You need to be able to depend on yourself if you want to be comfortable with being alone for a little bit, and to go through personal growth. You need a lot of inner strength and willpower and courage, and you need to put aside your pride if you want to go through that transformation successfully. We also have we have a lot actually. I don't think this is right. I think this one is right, but I think this one is right, but I don't think the other ones are right. I'm sorry. We have the King of Coins and we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, which is interesting because to me they are kind of similar, because the King of Cups, the King of Coins represents somebody who has everything in life that they ever wanted and they worked very hard for it, whereas the Ten of Cups is sort of like your family life. What does your ideal family life look like? Maybe that is something that you need to think about, or maybe you're going to go through a transformation either to figure that out or to get a step closer to that. Then we have the Four of Swords, which looks very intimidating, but I think it actually goes really well with the card of the Hermit, because it has a similar message, or it gives similar advice, where for the Four of Swords you really take a little mental time out. So you really retreat from what you're doing, what is causing you mental distress, and you really work on your self-care. You really take some time to find peace within. Now we have the Three of Wands, which I find very interesting in this deck, because usually in the Three of Wands the person is standing still. We already had the Three of Wands in I believe our last reading, But the Three of Wands, usually they're standing still and they're planning for the future. But you can see here, they are going up. They have already made their plan, or they quickly made up their plan and they are going for it. Let's see. I don't think that you should necessarily go with the first idea that pops in your head. But if that is something that you feel really, really, really good about, and that you can see yourself getting, or that you can see that plan getting you closer to your future where you need to be, then that will be a good decision. But I think that you need to think it over, that the decision that you're going to make, or the plan that you're making, the steps that you're going to take, are getting you closer to where you want to be. Now we have the Daily Crystal Oracle deck with a Patholite, Stay Positive, which is a great card that I think would go great with any reading. But I feel like since we have this Four of Swords here, I think this indicates that you're maybe not in a great headspace right now, and taking the advice of the Hermit card, I think, is gonna do wonders for you to really take some time to look at yourself. Don't close yourself off from people. That is not what the Hermit does. The Hermit knows when they need to be alone and what they need to do in order, in this case, to get more mental clarity, to get clarity on what it is that they want, on the plan that they need to go through. I'm wearing a fuzzy thing, can you see? And I think trying to have a positive mindset is going to get you closer to where you want to be, and it's going to get you further away from the mental distress that you are currently going through. Then we have the Tourmaline Quartz, which says get out of your own way. I think that also goes well with the Four of Swords, which is okay. So in this card, you can see that this wolf, I think it's a wolf, is being restricted, which probably didn't do it himself. He didn't put the restrictions on him. You didn't put your mental distress on yourself, but there are other things that you are getting in your own way of. There are things going on. Maybe you are being really stubborn. I feel that because we have the new moon in Taurus, and we have the Strength card, which is associated with Leo, which is a sign that can be very stubborn. You need to get out of your own way. You need to get out of your own, I don't want to say you need to get out of your own head, but you do, in the way that you are worrying yourself too much. You are putting way too much mental distress and stress in general in your own head, and you need to get it out of there. I also have the Fluorite, which goes perfectly with what you need to do with all of this, I think. Find peace within. Fluorite is a great crystal for example, when you are studying, because it brings peace, it brings calm, and I think that is something that you need to find within with the Hermit card, also because of your Four of Swords here. Let's see, now I want to grab cards from my Black Moon astrology deck to see if we can get any more insights on your reading. We have the 8th house. It says here endings / beginnings. The 8th house, let me think, I believe that is the house that corresponds with Scorpio. Okay, so first, of course, one moon cycle starts and a new one, or one moon cycle stops or ends and a new one begins. So it could signify that. It could signify that is the perfect timing for you to get going on your introspection, on your soul searching, on your transformation. And it can also mean that other things in your life are going to come to an end. It could mean that your negative mindset, your old way of thinking and doing things is going to come to an end, because you're going to figure out a new way and a new plan to do things. We have the Grand Trine. It says here blessings, because when you have a Grand Trine in your birth chart, that is a specific aspect, that is a good thing. Having a trine in your birth chart means that those planets are in harmony with each other, and that makes me think that good things are going to come to you, that you don't need to be so worried, don't need to be all up in your head, because as long as you learn what it is that you need, as long as you can find your peace within and can get out of your own head, things will be fine. Oh, and then we also have Scorpio. We have a lot of Pluto Scorpio energy here because the 8th house is where Scorpio defaults, and the Judgment card is the card that corresponds with the planet of Pluto in astrology. So, and then Scorpio is ruled by Pluto in more modern astrology. So I think this tells you that you need to be confident in your abilities. There is so much that you can do. There is so much that you have going for you. And you need to channel that confidence, which also is associated with, or to me, kind of relates back to the Strength card, the card of confidence and being confident about who you are and what it is that you have to offer and what it is that you can do in life and all the things that you can handle. Now I just want to get a couple of cards from my Legendary Ladies Oracle deck. Let's see, we have, we have 2 actually. Oh, I don't want to mispronounce the name. So this says Inner Strength, which I think, and Inner Beauty. Wow. So I think that this is a perfect way to wrap up this this reading. We have Inner Strength, which to me corresponds with the Strength card, corresponds with Scorpio, with Judgment, with Hermit, and really re-intensifies the message that you need to find your inner strength to make the plans that you need to make, to get started on them, to know that you absolutely have it in you, and to be confident about who it is that you are. Be confident that you have so much to offer, not just beauty-wise. I think inner beauty shines by being confident, by knowing what you have to offer, by knowing your value as well. So pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed this message. I hope it resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see more tarot readings and other videos, then you can subscribe to my channel if you want. I would love to have you here. And if you want to book a personal one-on-one tarot reading with me, you can do so through the link in my description box. That will take you to my Etsy shop. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.